Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo, and it's been a few weeks since I last played Star Wars Squadrons. That was the first time I played Star Wars Squadrons, and I enjoyed it immensely. Like, it was fun. I played with a controller. Pretty much if I have a choice, I play with controllers because I like controllers. I grew up on the Atari 2600, and I'll come back to that in a moment. Like, that's like the ultimate controller. The joystick, right? Just one stick and one button. That's it. Unless, of course, you were using the paddle. And then it was like one knob, still one button. Very, very simple controls. And I know many people, had grown up on the Atari 2600 and had no problem evolving to like 7,000 buttons on one controller. It was a steady evolution. The NES is where I topped out. SNES had too many buttons for me. I know, I'm an outlier. But Star Wars Squadrons looked to be amazing. Like, different, fun, a good story, good characters, great action, and more importantly, I remembered playing Rogue Squadron 3D on the PC, and I played it all the way through, and I loved it. And when I say I played it all the way through, I mean, I got gold on every single level. I achieved like a perfect score, and I didn't stop playing that game until I got a perfect score. I loved that game because, of course, I love Star Wars, and I haven't played all the Star Wars video games, mind you. That was eons ago on a PC. I would play Rogue Squadron again, no doubt. Certainly that same type of gameplay. But for some reason, and I don't know if it's because of my age, I don't know if it's because of my head, I don't know if it's because of my genetics, I don't know if it's because of my technology, and I've tried everything. I get motion sick at the drop of a pin. It doesn't take much. Like, I can't even play or watch someone playing a game without sometimes getting motion sick. And I can't. I can feel it. You can feel it. You feel it in your head, and you feel it in your gut. Like, I played Star Wars Squadrons enough to know, wow, it's going to take a lot of time for me to get really good, which was one frustrating factor, and I will come back to that as well. But even so, I felt myself on the cusp of feeling dizzy. I couldn't quite make the experience happen for me. So, yeah, Star Wars Squadrons made me sick. And it's not that I haven't wanted to pick up the controller again, and I haven't wanted to play it, because it's a Star Wars game. I played through Jedi Fallen Order twice, and usually, with a lot of the FPS-style games, I do get motion sick. For some reason, that game didn't do it for me. I don't know what setting I used, I don't know how it happened, but I made it without feeling nauseated. There was way too much going on with Squadrons. And when I say way too much, now let me come back to the point I was beginning to make a few seconds ago. I button mash. I admit it, man. If I can't, like, fighting games, like, I don't know the combos and the moves and the clicks and the ups and the downs and the macros and the this and that. It's beyond me, man. Like, could I learn? Oh, absolutely, for sure. I don't feel that even with Star Wars being that prize for me, it is enough to bring me to the point of wanting to learn, because I've played games where I feel I can button mash, or that I don't have to make all these complex choices to enjoy the moment. And I'm sure there may very well be a mode that either A, I'm missing or haven't been able to find or learn about, or they could release one. And it wasn't that difficult. The story that I played through was simple enough, but I would just find myself kind of getting lost. And that's not a fun feeling when I'm playing a game to enjoy. And keep in mind, I never did a flight sim. Never played a flight sim. Going all the way back. It wasn't my thing. I don't know if it'll ever be my thing. So, again, I have nothing against flying Star Wars video games. Rogue Squadron 3D back in the day, 2 massive thumbs up. But Squadrons, for some reason, just, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I mean, I played Battlefront, the Battlefront 2, the recent ones, and didn't really have problems. I had a problem with the first Battlefront because I get my clock cleaned. Anytime I play against anybody else out there who is far more skilled than I and has way more time on their hands to perfect their moves. And if I can't button mash my way through it, I can't do it. So I want to enjoy video games. I do enjoy video games when I can enjoy them. But when I get sick, on top of not feeling like the controls are intuitive for me as a button masher, admittedly, I'm saying it, man. I got no problem saying that at all. I might not be the target market. But that's also what makes me a little sad. I'm not into VR. Not that I think VR is bad or an experience that needs to evolve a little more. And yes, it does. Technology does. Absolutely. No doubt about that. It's just that every VR experience I've had, even with hardware that allegedly was broadcasting visuals at 90 frames per second, I would still get motion sick. That's a problem. If I get sick playing a game or watching something, I'm done. I can't, how you can't. There's not enough Bonine, or that's the name of a anti-nausea pill, or Dramamine, or whatever. Bonine is another. I think that's how you say it. Bonine. It was recommended to me, and it worked when I needed it to work. It's just I don't want to pop a pill every time I wanted to play a video game. What is this? What's the show I just watched? Brave New World? What? That's not exactly the type of pill it was, but spoiler alert, they take pills to make themselves feel better. Maybe they were taking that. It's possible. Maybe that helped them from not get sick. I want to play a video game that I lose myself in. And when I can't get lost in that game, that immersive experience is lifted, like it's not as fun for me. And I'm not even talking about levels of realism either. Graphics are getting breathtakingly good, amazing, but I feel I'm losing out on experiences, and that makes me sad. Even with the Lucasfilm Story Group and the Vader Immortal and the stuff they're doing with the Galaxy's Edge, that would be a reason I would get some kind of VR equipment, but I'm afraid I'd get something only to get sick and then never use it. It just, I feel sad because I feel I'm missing out. At least when it comes to books that I'm not reading, I know I can read. It's just that I happen to be more of a visual kind of guy, which is why I missed the other stuff that much more. Star Wars Squadrons made me sick. The VR stuff, maybe if I'm able to borrow a friend's. Although, how many friends do I have that have VR? I'm not sure. Guess got to ask around. Shout out to my very first Star Wars video game, home video game. The first Star Wars video game I played, of course, was from Atari, the arcade cabinet that was in actual arcades and bars, although I wasn't allowed to go into bars at that age. This was the first game from the Star Wars franchise that I played at home, and I still have a copy. Not the copy I had growing up, but still. I loved this game. You want to talk about repetitive. This made you sick, but for different reasons. Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. They don't make Star Wars video games like this anymore. Why? Fun, simple, easy, joystick compatible. That's what I want in a video. It's just simple. No in-app purchases, no motion sickness, no button mashing. And make Star Wars video games that way again. I'm asking as a fan. Can we do that? Am I the only one who wants that? It is entirely possible. I am the outlier. I'm willing to be that. I'll just go back to collecting my Star Wars merch, and that does not make me motion sick, by the way. Not that I know of. What do you think? How did you do with Star Wars Squadrons or any other Star Wars game? Is it just me? Well, even if we agree or disagree, may the Force be with you. Always.